Just like a hot rocker chick, always early. I mean, Lorraine, it's been so long. You're back on the road to rock. I have no words for this. Welcome back, baby doll.
I am so excited to be here. I have to take a screenshot though, because we look so great. You look awesome.
Oh, it's wonderful. You look wonderful. You are wonderful. It's great to be back. What a summer it's been. What a start to the summer, Lorraine.
Start to the summer. I'm over the moon excited. And
Me too, because the video for your new Femme Fatale single, Living Like There's No Tomorrow, is out, and it exemplifies everything that I'm about. Summertime, taking life by the horns, not being denied. You're out there jumping out of a perfectly good airplane, which I highly recommend doing. The whole thing just came together. It's the song of summer in rock and roll, Lorraine.
It really is the song of summer. That's really how I feel. I mean, this song just amplifies and explains and expresses where I'm at, what I'm doing, how I feel. And I want it to be contagious because it's a feel-good summer song. And it's not, I wanted to come out something banging. So excited to be working with Steve Brown. He's amazing. And it just feels good, right? It just feels like you need to be driving with the top down and all of that and meeting your friends and, Bartles and James, whatever it is people drink. I don't know if those are even around anymore, but it's a party song and it's a feel-good song. And I do thank you about the video because it does amplify and amplify and express how I'm feeling. Jumping out of the plane, it just had to happen. I wanted to do that for a long time. And I was happy as hell to do that. Yeah, it was amazing. I'll do it again. I'll definitely do it again.
Was that your first time?
Yes, my first. Have you done it before?
Yes. Yeah, I did in Vegas a few years ago. They say only 2% of people ever do it. So we're in the 2%ers, you and me.
I love that. I think everybody should do it. It was so exhilarating. I mean, my senses and my sensory, it was like overload. I was completely buzzing. And I'm just going to say it. I don't do blow. I don't do cocaine. However, back in the day in college, definitely did.
Sure.
And that's what it felt like. I felt like I was buzzing, like my whole body was electricity for about an hour and a half after I was done.
Yeah.
And I like, it was so great. And I almost forgot that I did it because it's like you do it and you're just on such a high. And then, you go on to the next thing. And I kind of forgot until they did that trailer. Cleopatra cut that trailer for the video. And I was like, oh, damn, I did that. That's me.
It does. And like by the way, you just look outstanding in this video, Lorraine. You're totally all the way back. What a comeback it is for Femme Fatale to revisit this brand. Did you know kind of, after things ended with Vixen that you would probably head in this direction? Or did you think, hey, that might be it in rock and roll for me? When did you connect the dots?
Two-sided. I mean, it was a jolt for sure. And it was like, I was wobbly for a minute.
So was I.
What just happened?
Me too.
Let me hold on to this wall. And so I did that for a minute. And then in regular me fashion, it's like, okay, let's go. Like, that's what I do. It's like, roadblock, let's go this way. Tree falling down, let's go this way. Fire in the road, let's go this way. And that's just always how I've lived my life. I really do. And I'm just going to say it. There are moments where I feel like, and I'm going to say they, but you can take they as whoever you want. Sure. They is just everybody. But it's like they tried to unlive me because I think we're not supposed to use that other word.
Oh, right.
They tried to unlive me and I wouldn't unlive. I mean, I just won't go away. I'm just that girl that won't go away. So that's just how I live my life. And it doesn't matter, when I came onto the planet, when I'm leaving, like I'm here to have a good time and I'm here to just live my life to the fullest with my foot on the gas and keep on going. And so I was so elated that Steve Brown called me. Steve Brown called me about a year ago.
Wow.
He just said, let's make a record. And Steve, you know that you own my heart with that, because, you know, a lot of people were reaching out and this and that, and let's do this. And I was just like, not quite sure what to do. But when he called and said, let's make a record, and he was so confident and just knew what he wanted to do with me. And then he sent the song, he sent me the chorus of this song. And it was a no-brainer. I mean, it's a hook and a half, you know, and then the rest of it really wrote itself. And it really was about a lot of the things I was going through, and also that I think other people have gone through, and you just have to remind yourself of who the F you are. Right. And I mean, the lyric of, you know, I know how you feel because I've already been there. Look, I'm getting emotional, but I know what it feels like. You know, I know what it feels like. I know what it's been like, you know, what it's like to get people pulled away from you, or, you know, I've been married a bunch of times, and like, I know what that's like. I know what it feels like, and I can be empathetic with people. And that's what that lyric is. It's like, I do know how you feel, and I'm right here with you. And, you know, the lyric of, you can count on me to get you straight in the middle of your nightmare. You can count on me to get you right because I've already been there.
I love that. It means a lot. Your vibe means so much to me, and it always has. And you know, my, well, now ex-girlfriend, but Abby, you remember her? We came to some Vixen shows, and she still loves you to this day. And when I told her you were coming out with a new song, she's so excited. And it brings me kind of full circle, because you were one of our first guests on here way back when this show first started back in 2012. You've been such a good friend. And
yes.
It was honestly a heartbreak when I learned that the Vixen thing was ending, because we had come and seen you so many different places, Lake of the Ozarks, good out in the middle of nowhere in Kansas, everywhere. Lorraine, you know, we saw you. And then I saw this version of Vixen last September at Rucklehome. And you know what? Those are all really good musicians, and those ladies are all great with me and everything, but it just didn't connect with me like it did. You know what I mean? And that's me saying that. That's just me saying that. And I would tell Roxy that if she were right here.
I appreciate that. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me with that same sentiment. And look, I love the love. I love the support. And that just makes sense that I would not ever go away because of people like you and people that dig what I do. And look, I'll admit it, I'm not for everybody. Not everybody likes Lorraine Lewis. And I'm talking in third person. But and I know that that's like some narcissistic thing to do, whatever. But not everybody is a fan. And that is really effing okay. Like, you know, I love everybody, but I don't particularly like every taste. You know, I like vanilla more than I like chocolate, you know, so it's okay for everybody to have a difference of opinion as to, you know, music that they like or people that they like. And you don't have to like me. It's really okay. I'm really okay with it. I have a really small core group of people that really dig me and know what I do and dig what I do. And, you know, it's a really tight little circle that I trust. And, you know, I mean, I read the comments on YouTube. And you know, I just read something the other day. Why is she acting like she's still 25? And I'm like, because I feel 25. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Thank you.
I'm not going to tone down ever. It's like, I'm going to be dancing on tables and drinking champagne when I'm 140. So yeah, I don't care. Like, that's just me. And I'm not going to tone it down because someone thinks I should. I'm doing me, and I like me, and I like that you like me. Clint.
I love you. And I got to ask you though, did Steve Brown play the lead guitar track on this? It sounds like his tone to a T.
Well, I actually have a list, and let me mention.
Yes.
I have a list of everybody that played on the song.
Yeah.
For me, so my perfect Femme Fatale band to tour with is Sean McNabb, Matt Starr on drums, you know, Sean on bass, Matt Starr on drums, Joel Holstra, who has agreed to be in the band. Although he has told me, you know, Cher takes #1 spot, and now he's got this thing going on with Whitesnake, and he's busy, you know, and he's got, you know, does his Christmas deal.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra, yeah.
So he's really busy and he's really sought after. He has played on one track. It is not this one, but he has played on one track and he's playing on another. And I'm really stoked about that. So look, I'll get them when I get them. When the touring starts and the stars line up, I'll get them when I get them. But I will need to have different players at different times. When I go overseas, I'll probably use a local band. Steve Brown will come along whenever he can. But it's not like back in the day when you had a band and you were all for one, and you lived in a band house. I mean, those days are long gone. So I'm just thrilled that I have the music. I have the record deal with Cleopatra. I'm not going anywhere. I can't wait to get back out on tour. And I do want to mention the musicians. So
yes,
the song was written by me and Steve Brown. It was produced by Steve Brown. It was engineered by Steve Brown and Scott Gutierrez, and then mixed by Bruno Ravel.
Great. Oh, he's great.
Guitars, Steve Brown and David Julian. The guitar solo is RJ Ronquillo. So that one guitar solo,
so good,
is Ron. Bass is Sean McNabb. Drums, Kevin Slucher. Keyboards, Eric Ragno. And me, obviously, vocals, and Steve and I on backing vocals. So that's the whole list of people on this kick-ass, feel-good song of the summer, Living Like There's No Tomorrow. And I couldn't be more thrilled.
And it just so happens that today, when this airs, is the 4th of July. So it's a Friday, and it's the 4th of July. And I can't think of a better way to go to your 4th of July celebration, whether you're watching fireworks, spending it with your family, going to a live show, than rocking out to this great song and checking it out on YouTube. Again, guys, go check it out. It is called Living Like There's No Tomorrow. And so with it being the 4th of July, what does that holiday mean to you? Are you a big America fan?
Well, of course.
That's what's up.
Of course. And look, I'm old school. I love a get together. I love fireworks. I love all of it. I don't like fireworks for dogs, though. I will say.
That's true.
I haven't experienced that before.
That's
and
true.
It's a bummer when they you have to kind of be smarter than the dog and figure it out ahead of time, people. So try to do that. But
yes.
I've been around at parties where dogs have bolted and you never see them again and stuff like that. So, but no, I love fireworks. I love the whole experience. I'll be popping champagne. I'm actually going to be at an event today, I'll say.
Yes.
July 4th. I'm heading to an event and I can't wait, and I will be celebrating. And it's about community and family and feel good and partying and just loving each other and lifting each other up is what today is all about. So I love the 4th of July.
What a great transition to my next question, Lorraine. We just kind of, we finish each other's sentences. I could have been one of your marriages. I would have been one of the good ones. Speaking of uplifting people, Lorraine is on OnlyFans. It's the OnlyFans that we all waited for, and we couldn't wait to have actually come to fruition. And here it is. You're on there, baby, and you are smoking every single day. The content is tremendous. I know this because I'm a subscriber. I'm just going to throw it out there.
I love it. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Thank you so much for giving me the plug. I wanted to do OnlyFans for a long time. This is my bad era, right? Oh,
but it's so good.
It is so good. I just want to live life the way I want to live it. And look, I don't have children. My parents aren't on the planet anymore. I mean, why the hell not? There's a lot of famous people on there that do it. I do work in television during the week, but sometimes things are a little quiet. And so this is a really great financial supplement, I will say. And it's more than that. It's a way to connect with people on a one-on-one, right? Like on Instagram, I'm pretty good about messaging people back. But when people are subscribing on OnlyFans, they get a more personal connection with me, a more one-on-one. I will say it. A lot of times I send messages when people subscribe, and I'm just kind of, what's the word that I'm looking? Campy, I guess. I'm kind of campy about it. And so I usually send a welcome message and I say, hey, Clint, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for joining OnlyFans. Are you here to talk music or are you here to talk dirty?
And I don't know how to answer that question. I get awkward and I don't know.
Because I'm here to talk. I can talk both. And like, what you're into, tell me, well, let's have fun. Like, look, I'm your rock and roll fantasy. Let's have some fun. Like, we're just here to have a good time, and don't take it all so seriously. Like, let's just have fun. And it's been really, really great. And just making connections with people. And a lot of guys come on there and they just want to talk music, and that's really okay. But then a lot of people want to see my boobs. So, I'm okay with that.
I don't know.
I had a video called Waiting for the Big One, right? I rolled around in the video. I smacked my ass in my video. Like, that's a part of who I am. It's a part of how I rock and roll. So this just makes sense to me. So thanks for giving the plug. I love going on there, and I always have my laptop open. I always have my phone. It really is me communicating with you. I know that a lot of people, sometimes they're like, well, not a lot of people, but every once in a while I get a message. Is this AI? Is this a bot? And I'm like, that's when I usually send a voice message. Like, no, this is really me. Like, this is the other side of me. This is my bad girl, side of me. So enjoy it. Have fun.
Well, Lorraine, to me, this is just one random guy in the Midwest's opinion. I'm 41 years old. I think you are on my Mount Rushmore of all-time hotties of all time. This is no joke. Like, you were obviously did modeling. You did a lot of things in the 80s, and then it bled into Femme Fatale. But it's crazy because if like someone like you came along today, they wouldn't be a rock and roll singer. They would just be an Instagram model. They wouldn't have to do anything. You had to go through all these routes and go the hard way and pay your dues. Today, some girl would just sit there, take photos, and never leave their home,
They do call them models. Yes, they do call them models. But no, I've done a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I've done everything, and I mean, I really love my life. I love it. I get to do things the way that I want to do them. I get to call the shots. I mean, I do have representation. Danny Collier represents me. Steve Brown, obviously represents me on a level. Cleopatra Records, Mitch Schneider and Andrea, my PR people. They're super great. I worked with them back in the day. And so it's great to have them with me. I'm actually going to be going to the UK in a few days, and I'm going out there with a couple of girlfriends to see Oasis.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
No. And while I'm there, though, I'm working on setting up a meet and greet, because I've had a lot of people that know that I'm coming out, because they see it on my social media and they're like, oh my God, I have a stack of stuff. I'd love for you to autograph them. So just, I am trying to figure that out. I'm trying to do like a pub deal, like in Manchester, and then something in London where people can come and meet me and hang out with me, have a beer, sign stuff. And I will, there'll be security and all that kind of stuff. My sister was all worried about that. I'm like, it's all good. We got security. Everything's cool. And I just think people are cool. They just want to hang out and meet me and have a beer with me. So I'm looking forward to that. So, stay tuned, everybody. I'm going to be announcing that on my Instagram really soon. So
that sounds amazing. UK fans are great. You mentioned the song "Waiting for the Big One," which is one of my favorite songs of the '80s. I'm such a huge fan of License to Drive, and I had Corey Feldman on this show a couple years ago, and he plays a lot of songs from movies he's in. And I was like, you License to Drive, my friend Lorraine, Femme Fatale, Waiting for the Big One. He remembers the song. He thinks it's great. And I was like, you need to put that in his set. So maybe Corey Feldman may put that in his set and bring it full circle. That would be pretty cool.
That would be really cool. I actually saw him at a party last year. It's funny. Every time I see him out in Hollywood, because I never know if people remember me, right? Or remember the song. So I'm like, hey, Corey, it's Lorraine. I had a song in your movie, License to Drive. And that's always how I introduce myself to him and to other important people. But he always says he remembers, and we had our picture taken together. But that would be amazing if he put it in the set, and then I would come up and perform that with him. Oh,
that's a dream. Because we know there's one band that's not playing that in their set anymore, because that song helped round out that band's set, by the way, from 2019 to 2024, the band you were in.
Oh, yes. I'm like, who's that?
Who? No, that song, I felt like the Vixen set needed that song as kind of a bridge. They have a lot of good hits, but like that one, it fits so perfect. But hey, that's not theirs anymore. That's yours, baby doll.
Well, it's funny that you bring that up, because actually back in January when we had 2 shows in January, and that song was taken out of the set list.
While you were still there?
Yeah.
So
So I was like, oh, that's
what?
interesting. That's interesting. Okay.
Is that like the dismissive avoidant relationship where the pullback starts to happen and it's like, oh, the energy's changing in the
I was
relationship?
ready to get ghosted.
Sadly been there. I can relate to this all too well, Lorraine, as you can tell.
So yeah, but yeah, I get to reclaim the song, and I mean, there's so much I can't talk
It's
about.
okay.
Surprises, but there's a lot of stuff coming that people are going to be really surprised and excited about with the music. And I'm already thinking about the next single. Our plan with Steve and I, when we first signed at Cleopatra, dropping singles every 6 to 8 weeks. That's the plan. We're sticking with that. So
okay.
Another single's going to drop in about 6 to 7 weeks with a video. That's the plan.
Incredible.
So it's like we're dropping singles, we're dropping videos. And I already have talked with the director, Vicente Cadero, and we have a plan. And I'm really excited about the next video. And there may be fire in the next video.
Of course there is. You're jumping out of a plane. You're on fire. This is the Lorraine Lewis that I love and support. And you've done so much for women. Think about this. And I know there's probably others, but Femme Fatale alone, Nita Strauss, Courtney Cox. I mean, those two ladies freaking rip. And you were that kind of at the forefront of their careers. And I'm sure there was others in that time period.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, that version of Femme Fatale, Athena on drums, Rachel Ryan on drums, Nita Strauss, Courtney Cox, Janice Tanaka, Kat Scarlett, and then Nikki Stringfield. So look, they were all destined for their greatness. However, I like to think that our bond and our friendship and our girl power with Femme Fatale, helped them, either learn a thing or two or want to have more or whatever it was. But that was a great band, and I love those girls so much. I'm so proud of them. But thanks for recognizing that. That's really generous of you. Again, they were all destined for their own greatness, but if I had a small part in helping them feel comfortable and confident on stage to go take over the world, then I'd like to think that. So cool.
Oh, Lorraine, I don't want this to end. You're so wonderful, and it's been so long, and I'm so glad that this project, I feel like, I know it's cliched to say, this is what my mom always tells me when something goes wrong, like a relationship. Everything happens for a reason. Are you in the everything happens for a reason phase of your career here with this new Femme Fatale single?
I was in that a while ago. I'm way past that. I'm in the mode of like, this is what is meant to be. Like, this is what, everything has a season, right? And a reason. Most things do. And most things are temporary, as I found out living on the planet as long as I have. So you grab the moment and you live the moment and you own the moment and you love the moment. And then when that's done, you shed a tear, maybe you tie it in a bow, you send it well, and you move on to the next thing. So that's where I'm at. I'm on to the next thing. I love the time that I had there. The girls are great. I don't talk with any of them anymore. I wish them well. And we move on. And now this is another phase of my life that I get to own. And I hope that just me doing this helps other people, women, men, just know that it doesn't have to be over ever. It's like, we're here, have fun with it. Nothing is over until it's over, like the song says.
Yes.
Like, it's not over till it's over. And you get to decide when it's over, but I'm gonna challenge you that it doesn't have to be over when you think it's over. You don't have to be sitting on the couch watching TV and just doing nothing. You don't need to, let's all keep moving and loving life and living life to the fullest, because there's so much fabulous things that are in front of us that if we just open that door and go out and meet it and greet it, you're going to find a whole nother world for yourself. And so that's what I'm doing with OnlyFans, with the new music, with touring, with going even to the UK, with my friends. Like, who does that? I do. You know, I take trips by myself. I go to New York by myself. I mean, I just love life. I love to laugh and I love to have fun. And I hope that the way I live is contagious on any level, on any level. Like, just fucking go for it, man.
You've just made my whole summertime, Lorraine. The song again, go check it out on YouTube right now. Living Like There's No Tomorrow. It's on all the streaming services as well. Already almost 20,000 views. This is just meant so much to me as a huge fan of yours, and just knowing you for as long as I have to see this next phase. I can't wait. You're truly special. You need to know that. And I can't wait to see you out there in the stratosphere on the stage where you belong. You're one of the best front women of all time, babe. So let's get it. I can't thank you enough. Happy 4th of July to you, Lorraine. Thank you so much.
Happy 4th to you too, Clint, and to everybody. Thank you so much for the love and the support always. Yes, go to YouTube, look at the song, look at the video, comment, like it, all the stuff that they say, and it is streaming everywhere. Thanks for mentioning, and see you on OnlyFans.
Thank you. Oh, you know I'll be there. You know I'll be there. You don't even got to talk. You got to preach to this choir here, Lorraine. Everyone else, join us over there. It's onlyfans.com/Lorraine Lewis rocks. That is the link.
That's it.
All right. Thank you so much.
And the website. Oh, the website too.
It's on the screen here. LorraineLewisRocks.co. Get you a signed copy of that photo, which I do need actually.
Isn't that gorgeous? I'll send you one. It's gorgeous.
I do need that one above the old headboard here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Happy 4th. Have a great trip to the UK, and we'll talk soon, Lorraine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you as always.